Hello and welcome. We never do this in person. Hello and welcome to Two Fandom Friends and Not So Stereotypical Nerd Podcast. My name is Salva and joining me is Chantal.
Hi everyone.
Hi.
I just realized
What?
top of your head is cut off.
It is. Do you have you don't have anything?
Okay, but if we lift it up, I'm gonna be like,
No, you're not. Okay, I'll just go like this. I'll just talk really loud.
let me. Oh my God, I can't reach.
There we go.
There we go. That's better.
Here we go. See? This is weird.
We're in person
We are.
for the first time in forever.
It's been like weeks.
It's been more than weeks. It's been like months.
No.
Yeah.
It's been like maybe 1 month.
Months.
Months. No, we went to the ROM like 3 weeks ago.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. I'm not gonna lie, I forgot about that. Welcome.
Yeah.
Not much has happened since we've last
No. Well, here we took a break last week.
got overwhelmed with school.
Yeah, so I figured, you know what, we'll take a break.
Yeah.
A break is fine. We need breaks too for our mental health, and we're back.
Yeah, that's pretty much caught up on my life. School is hectic, and that's it. That's all I
As
have
always.
to say.
Yeah.
That's all I have to say about that. Okay. Well, I guess we'll move on because we've gotten through pretty quickly.
Yeah, like nothing, literally nothing's happened. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we've had a few storms here in Canada. We've had a snowstorm, another snowstorm than the one we already had. And
then
we
it
had
got like
a rainstorm.
super warm.
Yeah. We had like torrential rain yesterday. A lot of rain.
Yeah.
And now it's really warm. Yay. Loving that.
It just gets warmer from here.
And bad news. The grasshopper? No. The gopher? No.
The groundhog?
The groundhog.
The grasshopper.
I couldn't remember the word for it.
Just name all the animals that start with the G.
He died. The one who did the
Oh yeah, it was
spring?
like he died like an hour before he was supposed to
Yeah.
do the prediction.
Yeah.
So we had like no prediction.
Everyone's like, what does this mean? This is a bad omen.
We don't know.
Poor, I almost said grasshopper again. What is he? Gopher? No. What is he? What is he? Oh my God, what is he?
He's a groundhog.
Groundhog. The groundhog. Oh my God. As you can tell, school has burnt my brain to a crisp. The groundhog.
Yeah.
I forgot
That's
it
what
again. After you just said it, the groundhog.
Yeah.
Poor groundhog. R.I.P. groundhog.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was the most exciting thing, if you can call that exciting, that happened.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Other than that, literally nothing else has happened.
Mm-hmm. I played Modern Warfare 2.
Is that good?
It's really good. I might play it as a playthrough on the channel because right now I'm obsessed. I know it's it's military propaganda, which is like, not the best, but it's also really good and I love the characters.
Yeah.
They're very cute.
I mean we're gonna do The Sims 4 little show. We're gonna basically create our characters, and then that'll be one episode because I feel like that takes a long time in itself.
It takes a while,
especially because we have to create 2 characters.
Yeah. I mean, just to create one. We only need the main character.
Excuse me.
Excuse me. Which is, as we both know, Jack, my dog.
I could get the pets pack.
They have a pets pack?
They do, and you can get either a dog or a cat.
As you guys can tell, I know so much about Sims.
I know. It's great. I play too much Sims, I feel, but I'm not any good, but we're gonna make our own villa. That's what we have to look forward to. And I'm thinking of maybe doing some live streams, we can maybe get some more people on the channel and build a little bit more of an audience and all that stuff.
Sounds good to me.
And I'm thinking of doing those Crash Bandicoot games that I bought and the Spyro games.
I bought this Sonic the Hedgehog game.
Little nostalgia.
It's kind of boring, not gonna lie.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I was playing it and I'm like, yeah, I was underwhelmed. Like some parts of
Really?
it were like super cool, and then other parts were like, I have died 15 million times in a row. How am I supposed to like?
I mean, and I've played.
There's like, because like there's no in between, you know? I like
Yeah.
games where it's like kind of hard but not too hard. This one is either super super easy or super super hard, and I'm
I
like,
feel
bro,
like those are the Crash games.
I hate that.
Like they're like kind of in the like some levels are super easy, but then you get to other levels and you just keep dying and dying and dying.
And I hate that. You would see me rage quit. I'd be like, I can't with this.
We'll see how I go because I feel like I would also rage quit, but as soon as you like beat the one after dying so many times, it's like victory.
Yeah, but I mean, at some point, I'm just like, I'm never playing this game again. You know? You're like,
I
that's it.
love the Crash
I
games
guess
though.
I'll never get past level 1. You know, that's it.
Yeah.
I'm
I
done.
do love the Crash games though because I like grew up on those.
I love the Crash games too. I had it on Game Boy. Crash Bandicoot. I had it on Game Boy.
That's so fun. I had it on
It
the
was
PS1.
it was actually my mom's because my mom was the first person in her family, ironically, to get a Game Boy. And it was my mom's Game Boy, and it was her game. And me and my brother acted like it was ours, so we would be constantly playing it.
That's how we did it. Like my dad like straight up bought the PS1, the PlayStation just for himself. And then it turned out to be like cuz my mom my cousins would stay with us cuz we would go to the same school, so on like days off and like over the summer they would be at our house cuz their parents worked. So that's what we did over the summer. We played Crash games, and we would do it together, like because it's a one player game.
Yeah.
But we would take turns on each level.
Me and my brother were not as diplomatic. We'd like fight to the death, you know?
Yeah.
And then at some point my mom would, pull out the the stern look and the finger and be like, "Knock it out!" And then she pulled out the or else, and then we wouldn't, and then she'd not let us play the game. So
Oh, my mom would just straight up pull out the wooden spoon. Oh. She'd line us all up. Okay, who's first?
Yeah, no.
We don't condone violence on this channel.
No.
And I swear I had a fantastic childhood.
My mom would just not let us play. She'd take the game and that's it. And that would be that. Yeah. And then she'd be like, she'd have her angry mom look for the whole day and like be angry. Because we're not. I
mean, it's this typical angry mom look. Yeah.
Okay.
Spoiler alert, you have been warned.
Anyways,
yeah.
On to what we're going to talk about next, which actually ironically has a Tyler in it as well.
It does.
The TV show Wednesday. We are what, episode 3?
We're talking about
episode 3
today.
Which I had to fast forward through certain parts because I could not stand certain parts.
Really?
I actually fast forwarded it.
I gotta be honest, I watched it about a week ago and I kind of like
I watched
forgot it.
So I watched because we were supposed to talk about episode 3 like a week ago, so I watched it then. But I watched episode 4 last night.
So did I.
I know episode 4 more than I know episode 3, but episode 3 I did have to fast forward through some parts. Okay, so let's
do tell. Okay, so remember how I said I just like wasn't into the show?
Mm-hmm.
And this is me talking after watching episode 4. Starting to get interesting.
Yeah, and here's the thing.
But after watching episode 3, I was kind of like, okay, we're still kind of like
see what I mean when I said that episode 2 should not have been where it was.
Yeah.
It slowed it down. Like episode 3 built the plot a lot more, and so did episode 4. Episode 2 should not have been that episode. You know what
No.
I mean?
It was like way too early to have a filler episode.
Yeah, which it very much felt like. It didn't really set the plot forward. Episode 3, not okay, a lot happened, but at the same time not a lot happened.
I'm still confused how the pilgrims have anything to do with the monster.
It comes up
later.
Yes.
Okay.
Because that has less to do with the monster than it does to do with the whole vision that Rowan had where Wednesday Addams is standing with Joseph Crackstone in the town on fire. That's more what that has to do with it.
Yeah.
The monster, you see the connection a little bit later on.
Okay.
But okay, so episode 3, you know, they have their outreach day or whatever it's called. They go to their little meetings. I don't know, their like little volunteer things.
Their volunteer assignments.
Yeah, and and Ajax and Enid.
Can I just say,
oh, I love them.
They are the cutest ever.
They are so cute. She's like, Ajax, I'm flirting with you.
And my heart broke at the end of that episode.
Oh my God, that was so sad. My
heart broke. And heart broke for her and my heart broke for him because it was neither of their fault.
Yeah, and it was just the whole thing was so cute because she was trying to get his attention. He was being an oblivious guy and not getting it.
As usual.
As usual.
You know?
And then, oh my goodness. Fast forward to the end of the episode when they were supposed to go on their date and poor Ajax stones himself. Because, you know, he's a Gorgon and he looks into the mirror and now he's stoned temporarily.
So the Gorgons in this universe, like, they don't permanently stone people.
Right.
So even if he, like, accidentally stoned someone, they would come back.
Yeah. At least that's my understanding.
Okay.
So that was, like, really sad. And poor Enid was, like, heartbroken.
I know. That was so sad. And you kind of, like...
But I mean, we get to see how Enid and Wednesday's relationship is progressing because Wednesday's like, if he breaks your heart, I'll break his or something.
I was watching that and I'm like, this is definitely the two of us right here.
Literally. I will hunt him down and destroy him.
I will make his life the living hell that he deserves.
But yeah, so it's like you're starting to see their relationship develop more. And I have to say, I've watched the show before, but even when I watched it before, and even when I watch it now, I still don't get the chemistry that a lot of people saw with Wednesday and Tyler. I see it more with Wednesday and Xavier up until episode 4, which we'll talk about next. But I see more chemistry with Xavier and Wednesday. I don't see any chemistry between her and Tyler.
I don't want to say too much because I did watch episode 4 and we'll talk about that in like the next 2 episodes, but
I don't like them. I don't like them together. I very much prefer her and Xavier.
I don't think I like her with anyone, to be honest.
See, here's the thing. I very much like her being her own independent woman. I just think that her and Xavier have the opportunity to have a really nice, cute relationship. Like, I love Wednesday and Eugene being like, you know, friends, like being BFFs. I love their relationship. It's so cute. You know, he's like the Enid in that.
You know what though? Remember how in episode 1 she like defended her brother? I see her relationship with Eugene more of that. More of the brother-sister relationship where like, because we see it in this episode when those guys were like picking on him and then she stepped in and just completely wiped their asses with the floor.
Yeah, so, which was the part I actually had to fast forward through.
Why? Oh,
yeah,
he puked, right? Yeah.
Well, here's the thing. Not only did he bring up all the fudge that he had eaten, but she also grabbed the boys who he brought his fudge up on, and she grabbed him, which he had brought up fudge all over him.
I wouldn't be able to do that. I would probably throw up myself.
Okay, that's why I fast forward through it, just because I was like, I am going to, something's going to get messy here.
I kind of just like went with it.
And then I also had to fast forward the part where she got his retainer out of his mouth after he brought up the fudge. I had to fast forward through that part too, because she was like, "Give me
Really?
your retainer," and he's like, "Yeah, sure." And I'm like, "Bro, that just had fudge that came out of his stomach on it."
She used it to pick the lock, and she just handed it back to him, and he put it in his mouth. And I'm like, you just need a tetanus shot right now.
Yeah, like
Tetanus shot right there.
there's so many germs in there, like I can't even. So yeah, I had to.
When she went into that house, it was what was it, the courthouse?
Or meeting house.
The meeting house, okay. That wax figure of him,
Joseph Crackstone?
I would be freaked out if I went
Oh
in
my
there.
God. Okay.
It was so
Bro,
it was so
I came
realistic.
downstairs last night and you see
Yeah.
my I mean, they can't see it, but
Oh, the guitar's
the
like
guitar.
right there. Yeah.
I came downstairs, the lights were off. I saw that, thought it was a person, and like shit myself.
Well, so when I have my gaming chair, right? It's like the big one. You guys usually see it on the show. When I first got it, my bedroom was a different setup where my bed was in the middle and then my desk was right next to it. So when I would turn and face where my desk was, I would get scared because I would see the chair in the darkness and it would look like a person.
Yeah. Yeah, so like I don't know. I mean, I know she's Wednesday Addams, so she likes that type of thing, but I would freak out.
I would too. Yeah, like I saw that, like just watching the episode, I wasn't even there.
And then okay, also, if you notice, after she left Pilgrim World because she went to the real like, sorry, there's someone walking around upstairs and it scared me. After she went to the real like meeting house, right? It's raining. Did you see how quickly everything freaking dried? Like even her, she was soaked. Everything dried so quick when they went to perform. I'm like, how? Do you have like industrial like blow dryers everywhere?
Movie magic.
It bothered me so much. I was like, it was torrential downpouring like that yesterday, and I did not dry off that quick. I wish I did, but I didn't.
I mean, it's a movie. What are you gonna do?
It's actually a show.
Oh, pardon me. Excuse me.
Yeah. So there was that, and then she went to the original meeting house, had that whole like vision thing. And then, Xavier comes
Well, first
by.
of all, we find out who the lookalike was.
Yeah, because last week okay, I had to keep my mouth so tight because I was trying not to like spoil it for you last week when you're like, she was looking at herself, and I was like, it's not herself. I had to like try so hard to not spoil it because I knew it wasn't her. I knew it was Goody Adams. But also at the same time, I was like, that would have been a really good show for them to make.
Like that
storyline.
That storyline?
Yeah. With the Addams family originally coming there and then having to face off against Joseph Crackstone.
Because here's what I thought. I genuinely thought that they were going to hold off on that for at least a couple more episodes.
But it also, I feel like the reason why they didn't is because there is more to it than that we see.
I guess we'll have to like keep watching and see like what's going to happen next. But yeah, like I think I would have like wanted her to maybe like not necessarily like look into it. No, well, yeah, like look into it because she did like see herself.
Yeah.
Right? Or like what she thought was herself.
It was her ancestor.
And then like maybe her doing more research on it and then we find out.
Yeah, and like it would have been nice, but also I feel like if they stalled it, it would have been too slow. Because the show is already fairly slow, It is. I feel like if they hold any more information than that, it would be too much too quickly in the last few episodes, and the first few episodes would be way too slow.
Yeah. I guess, excuse me, we just ate. Like, perfect. We'll just have to wait and see, because, like, even after watching I'll hold off. I'll hold off. But
But
since
okay,
this episode, we haven't seen them
another
yet.
thing that
Okay.
bothered me. Okay, and you're gonna be all Chantal, that's so minimal. Like, why the hell are you focusing on this again? But okay,
Okay, here we go, guys.
the bronze statue, right?
Yeah.
First of all, why would this town think that that was a good idea, knowing, you know, about how terrible the pilgrims were to
Wenz
indigenous
brought
people?
that up to the headmistress. And
Mm-hmm.
she's like, I don't understand why you guys are celebrating a man who literally like prosecuted people like us.
Yeah.
And like the headmistress's response to that was, well, sometimes we just need to ignore it and move on.
But it's like
in our
still,
life.
why would the town itself think that was okay? Because I'm sitting there thinking like it's not good for the people who go to Nevermore, but it's also not good for the indigenous people who were there, and
Here's
it's
the
not good
thing.
for everybody.
Here's the connection I made. The connection that and I fully agree with Wednesday on this.
Mm-hmm.
Them putting up that statue and them celebrating that day for Joseph Crackstone
Yeah.
is similar to I mean in Canada we don't have this, but in the States they have Columbus Day.
Mm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's similar to that. And it was only until recently that they changed it. It's no longer Columbus Day. I think it's
I don't know what
I
it
don't
is.
know what it is, but I do know that they did change it. So
And
I
it's
mean, in the
like
in the comments, let us know if you're from the States and you know what day it is. But that's the connection that I made when I watched it, and we can talk on and on about Indigenous culture, especially here in Canada, and just like the treatment that they've gotten over the years for centuries, and they still do, and it's not right.
And we
Wednesday
actually,
is right. And
yeah.
like,
And
why are we doing this? Like, it's so dumb.
when we went to the ROM, we saw a exhibit by Kent Monkman, who, oh my God, that exhibit was phenomenal.
Beautiful exhibit.
I was sitting there like holding back tears at some parts. It was
Did you
absolutely
see when
beautiful.
we went into that one section where it was like it was a warning?
Yes.
Like it was a trigger warning related to, should we say it on the show?
I don't know if
It's
we
a
can.
pretty dark.
It's really dark. It's really sad, but it's about
It needs to be a part of history that needs to be like told.
we
And
didn't.
it's been hidden for so
I
long.
know that I didn't know about.
I had no idea.
I didn't know about this. It was about 8 Indigenous men who were killed by settlers because they were not conforming to pretty much
And the one thing
the
when I was
European
reading
culture.
when I was reading that plaque, it said that they made the children of those men
And
line up and watch.
yeah,
That I don't know if
So,
you
like,
saw me, but my
bro-
mouth dropped when
bro,
I read
I was like holding back tears. I was like, this is, but it's very
like
very
I gasped.
powerful.
I don't know if you heard me, but I gasped.
Yeah, yeah.
It's terrible.
It's very powerful. So if you get the chance to, I
It's a
recommend
beautiful
it because
exhibit.
it is absolutely beautiful, and it doesn't just focus on the negative things.
It's like
There are some
yeah.
nice things that he puts in there that um discusses like the indigenous culture, which is very beautiful, but it does talk a lot about the oppression that they faced, which was it was a
still
beautiful
Yeah.
it was a beautiful exhibit. So if you get the chance to go see it.
Yeah.
But
anyways, but that was the connection that I made when
yeah,
watch it especially when once it was having that conversation with the headmistress.
mm-hmm. And okay, so funnily enough, that's not even the part that I was gonna like say was the part that bothered me.
Oh, okay, go ahead.
I mean, it did bother me, but
Yeah.
also the part where she sets it on fire, right? It's bronze. So I actually Googled this because I was like, that statue melted so quick.
Yeah.
So I Googled it. I have the math here.
Oh, do you? Okay.
Hold on. Let me pull up my my little math. Okay. So bronze melts at about 913 degrees Celsius.
Okay.
Okay. A gasoline fire can reach the temp of 945 degrees Celsius. I don't know how long it takes for it to reach that heat, but that's how hot it can get. So how hot was that fire to melt that bronze? It had to be at least 945, right? Because if the melting point of bronze is 913, That's a hot fire.
Keep this in mind. Like, my dad's a welder, so he knows all about this kind of stuff. When he welds, he has to have the temperature of the flame at a certain temp to weld the pieces together, but not melt the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
And I was just sitting there and I was like, that statue started melting real quick. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm glad that it melted, but that was very quick. And then I love that thing was so on board with it.
Yeah.
He was they don't know their gender, they're a hand.
We'll just say
they were so on board to help Wednesday. And yeah, they poured the gasoline into which I guess is a lot of gasoline because I'm assuming what it was all gas and no water in that fountain when they turned it on.
Did they have the fountain on though when it went up in flames?
Yes, they turned it on. The mayor hit the red button because remember him and Weems did the whole.
Oh yeah.
And then he hit the button, and then
like,
and then the water started, but I'm assuming it was gas and not water.
Oh, listen.
I don't know. This is what I think about.
Especially after watching episode 4, Thing is. I love Thing.
I love Thing.
I love Thing.
I love Thing.
Like, he does things where Wednesday may not agree with, but he does it because he knows it's best for her.
Yeah. Thing is great. Thing also wants. Okay, we'll talk about that in episode 4 actually. Yeah, never mind.
Okay.
We'll talk about that in episode 4. But I love how Mistress Weems knew right away that it was Wednesday that did it.
Because I mean, who else would, you know?
But also the statue caught fire, right? And everybody freaked out and started screaming. And I'm like, that was a relatively contained fire. Why are you freaking out? Like, calm down.
I mean, wouldn't you though?
No. Especially if I saw the freaking line of I don't know what it was, gunpowder being ignited and people avoiding the line of gunpowder, I'd already be gone.
Well,
I'd be like, this can't be good. I'm seeing people running.
Okay.
I'd be gone. I'd be at home in bed asleep by the time that thing exploded, and then everyone would be freaking out, be like, "Oh my God, did you see what happened?" And I'd be like, "No, but I knew it was gonna happen because y'all are stupid and non-observant."
Okay. Well, that's that.
That's that.
Anything else on? Oh, we have to talk about the ending of this episode.
What ending?
When you see all the clips of all the people.
Oh, right.
So, first of all, Christina Ricci's character, the botanist,
the teacher lady,
yeah. Something's up with her.
Mm-hmm.
Something's up with her.
I'm not going to say anything.
She's too happy.
I'm not going to say anything because I've seen this whole show, so just.
But something. She's just too happy.
I'm not gonna say anything.
In a creepy way, she knows something. And especially she went down to where the what's that group called? The
Nightshades?
Yes, the Nightshades. Okay. She went down there. So something's up with her. Something's up with her. She's just, I don't know what it is yet, but something's up with her.
You'll just you wait.
Okay. Second thing, with the headmistress, we find out she definitely she has a strained relationship with Wednesday's mother.
Which we find out in episode 4 what that's about.
Yeah. Anyways, okay. Then the therapist, but
with her statues.
I mean, listen, people are allowed to be into whatever they want to be into. But if you're a taxidermist, because then you question okay, it's one thing if you found it on the side of the road. and it was already dead. Or like someone maybe brought it to you because they knew that you did this. But then you kind of question, like, did she kill those things?
I never questioned that. I always just thought that they were roadkill because they mentioned it. They were like, there's like tire treads in this.
I guess, yeah. Oh, also the lady in that shop, she, I recognize her instantly because she's in the Lord of the Rings show.
Oh yeah, she is. She's that lady.
She's that lady.
I've only seen one episode and it was like a month ago. Okay.
She was, actually, we should talk about that show because I really liked that show.
I was not impressed with the first episode. The only character in that show that I had liked I saw 2 episodes. Out of the 2 episodes that I saw was the elf guy.
The one with
the hot one.
short hair? The one with the mother and the son? In the village?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, the hot one.
Yeah.
He was the only one that I liked.
I liked him too.
Like, I can't get behind Galadriel yet. Like, I love her in the movies, but in the show, I'm like.
Anyways, that's a whole other
thing.
Anyways, but that's where I was like, oh yeah, that's the lady from there. Okay, so the therapist. Also, she's just way too happy. Chantal, tell me in real life, okay, if anyone that you know or anyone that you've seen be that happy.
The therapist isn't happy.
But she comes across as being too happy.
No, she doesn't.
Maybe like I'm just reading.
You're crazy.
Maybe I am. Okay, whatever.
I don't think she comes across as too happy.
Okay, whatever.
I think you're projecting.
Okay. Projecting too much. Okay.
Okay.
And then the thing with Tyler where he's in the bathtub and he just
yeah, that was fucked.
I feel like though between his dad and I mean we still don't know what happened with his mom. And maybe
I know what happens. You don't. You haven't.
Don't say nothing. Don't say nothing. But I think he's just maybe like a very frustrated character, and he needed to let that out. I still think something's up with him.
I don't get how you can yell underwater and not choke.
Chantal, it's little things like this that I can't with you. Okay.
Have you ever tried it?
No, because I don't feel like dunking my whole head underwater and screaming.
Okay, well, if you go face forward, it's easier to scream underwater than if you're lying on your back.
Okay, well, whatever.
But you have to inhale to scream, right? Because you go, right? So you'd inhale water.
You know, Chantal.
Unless you inhaled before you went down, you went underwater. But that takes a lot of thought and effort, you know?
Okay, but here's the thing. This is a movie, so the actor knew he had to do that.
Okay.
I know it's a show, okay? Whatever, okay? You get the point. So the actor knew he had to do that.
Too easy.
Okay, and then who else?
Xavier.
Yeah.
He was in his little hut thing.
And he had the scratches on his neck.
Which we find out how he got in episode 4. Which, ironically,
what are his powers again?
I don't know. But I did not know how he got those scratches until this most recent watch through of the show. I've seen the show 3. This is my fourth time watching it.
It just kind of like
it went over my head every time except for this one time. Yeah.
Yeah, like something's up with him.
I'm pretty sure he has similar powers to his dad where he gets visions, but I think he can bring like his art to life or something because we saw that with the spider that he like sent to Wednesday or whatever, right?
Yeah.
On his little notepad in class.
Wait, that happened?
Yeah, because she smashed it. She took the thing and went.
Okay, then I grazed over that part because that went over my head.
Maybe it didn't happen yet.
Oh, thanks, Chantal. Thank you.
No, it for sure did. Episode 4. Yeah. It like happened in like episode 1.
Okay.
They were in their
whatever.
botany class, and her and Queen Bee were having a tiff
Okay.
because they were going back and
Maybe I'll
forth.
like go back and rewatch everything so far.
I think. Yeah, it definitely happened.
Okay. What else? Oh, and then the scene with Enid
And Jax. Jax?
no. Ajax.
Ajax, yes. Because she calls him Jax sometimes.
It's short for Ajax.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's as far as we got.
Yeah. Yeah. How do you rate the show, this episode?
Don't know.
I have to say I like this episode a lot more than other episodes, especially the part where she blew up the racist guy and then bronze statue. I love that.
Alone gets like 4 points.
Like that was great, and I love the fact that she spoke German at the fudge shop.
Oh yeah, and then
That was
everyone
funny.
just looked at her like, what?
She was like, yeah, you guys are responsible for the oppression of all the indigenous people who were living here. And they were like, yeah, that was great. So what do you rate it?
I think I'm gonna rate it like a 6.5 or a 7.
Okay, I was gonna say 7 as well.
Okay.
I was gonna say 7. But especially because even though this episode definitely, don't get me wrong, it had filler vibes, but it progressed the plot forward a lot better than episode 2. Like we got a more sense of what's going on. We got a better sense of what the mystery is.
We forgot to mention, we found out who is involved in the what's that club called again?
Oh, the Nightshades.
Yes, thank
right
you.
at the beginning when she was like, "You guys give kidnapping a bad name." That was pretty good too.
Yeah, that was good. Yeah, that's all I got.
Yeah, I would say 7 as well. So, yeah, 7 out of 10.
Fair enough. All right, well, thank you for watching. Next week we are going to talk about The Hitman's Bodyguard.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, and then we'll go back into Wednesday.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't remember what's after that.
I know at some point we are doing Da Vinci's Code. At some point we're doing
No,
Twilight.
that's the last one.
At some point we're doing Twilight. At some point we're doing some other movie.
I gotta pull it up. But anyways, we'll let you guys know. But next week we're gonna talk. We're gonna watch The Hitman's Bodyguard.
Great movie.
Love that movie.
I love that movie. I've seen it twice already.
So have I. Yes. Yeah. Like, share, subscribe. Go onto our YouTube channel. Where you can find other things and more shows coming your way very, very soon.
Yeah.
And follow us on social media at Silver Magic Studios. Go onto our website, silvermagicstudios.ca. And until next time, toodles!